Welcome to another brand new episode of the Show. We are two geeks who talk about everything. My name is Aaron, and I'm joined as always by my cousin Landon.
Tonight, you will call me Supreme Chancellor Landon because I will be owning you on this trivia.
Supreme Chancellor.
Supreme Chancellor.
You don't want to go by Emperor? I mean, I feel like that's a little...
I've got to earn it.
I don't think Palpatine earned it. He just took it.
That's true. That's true. Are you ready for this?
I'm always ready. I'm a cesspool of useless knowledge, son.
All right, viewers and listeners, it's on. For many, many times, my cousin Aaron has had me do trivia. He's had questions at the end of our podcast. He's had even sessions full of trivia for me. And now is my chance to put this man to the test. I'm asking the most obscure, random questions, like how many hairs are on the head of Harrison Ford? In an
72.
effort to be able to take what year? In an effort to take down this man. No, I'm just kidding. But we're gonna go ahead and hit it off. I've got categories of 5 questions each.
Great.
We got a lot of them.
Good.
So we're going to just roll through some of these. And, some of them I know you're going to get. I knew you'd get them, but there's some of them that I thought to myself,
might be a challenge.
Get this, I will be impressed.
Well, let me impress you, my friend. Let's do it.
All right. The categories, I want to read them out to you because I'm excited about all of them, and I want you to be excited about them. The categories will be Disney, DC Comics and history,
Ooh, nice.
Superman in film, Batman in film, 80s pop culture, 90s pop culture, Back to the Future,
yes.
Quantum Leap,
excellent,
Star Trek The Next Generation,
excellent,
Chuck,
nice,
you're welcome, Oscars,
ooh,
Adam Sandler, Metroid,
ooh,
video games and film,
okay,
80s to 90s merchandise,
okay,
and actor, did you know?
Okay.
These are
I shall choose balloons for 600, if you please.
You have no choices. He is Gandalf the Great. All right, here you go.
That's not even a category.
Disney.
It
begins. Which Disney princess, we're going to start easy on you. Which Disney princess attended Elsa's coronation day in Arendelle?
Rapunzel.
That is correct. It was Rapunzel.
She and Eugene both showed up. Little cameo there.
Number 2.
Are you keeping score?
Yeah, I'm keeping score.
Okay.
Good. Listener, viewer, how many of these are you going to get? Keep your own score.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
Be sure to tell us what you do. All right. Who said, quote, "The past can hurt, but the way I see it, you can either run from it or learn from it"?
Rafiki.
My gosh, man, that's great.
The Lion King. Very good.
I'm
good
equally frustrated and happy that you got that.
You're going to have that feeling a lot tonight.
All right. What are the names of the little fox and the hound from 1981's The Fox and the Hound?
Todd and Copper.
I figured you'd get that one. Good things these get harder.
That's a good thing.
All right. Which planet did guests visit in Disney's Star Wars Galaxy's Edge? What planet?
Oh, I've never been to Galaxy's Edge. But I know I've heard what it is.
You can come to it if you think it through.
Oh, gosh. I don't know. It's not coming to me.
Batu.
That's right.
Because you got when they land in Force Awakens. All right. And lastly, for Disney, what was the name of Jesse's original owner in Toy Story 2? Of course, everybody knows Andy. But what about Jesse's owner?
Oh, man.
Like Renfield.
It's been so long since I've seen Toy Story 2. I can hear the sad song in my head.
Yeah, of course.
And there's a fan theory that
Andy
her original
played
owner
Rose.
was actually Andy's mom.
Oh,
I don't
what was
know.
his
I can't
mom's
remember.
name?
What was her name? We never heard Andy's mom's name.
Emily.
Emily. That's right.
Emily.
3 out of 5 is not bad.
Not bad. All right, DC Comics history. Here we go. Which supervillain was once the Iranian ambassador to the UN?
What supervillain was once the Iranian ambassador to the UN?
UN.
In what context?
I have no idea. He was or I should say, I'll let it go. It's a he. He was the Iranian ambassador to the UN in the comics, in an issue of the comics.
The only villain I can think of from that part of the world is Black Adam, but he's not Iranian. He's Kandakian.
I'll give you a hint. It has this person. It has no bearing that they are Iranian or not. Their ethnicity has no bearing on how this was chosen in the comic.
I don't know.
It was the Joker. The Joker. Isn't that crazy?
When was that?
I have no idea. Fact check. No idea. All right. Here's another one.
Listeners, I need you to fact check that on Landon for me.
You can fact check it. Check.
When was the Joker the Iranian ambassador to the UN? Send your responses to 555. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, go ahead. Next question.
I knew if you started missing some of these, you'd question the authenticity of this.
Well, the fact that you don't know where you got the answer to that question makes me question the authenticity of that.
I am willing to admit that between the two of us, you have always been smarter. Always. You always have. You know, I humbly say, after all these years, I can see, and I think I conceded from an early age on that matter. That being said, there's no way that I could pull out of my rear end the questions necessary to be able to stump you. I had to do a lot of research.
Oh, well.
Hours, my friend.
Folks, he can read.
Let's continue to see if we can get you at a low score. All right. In how many seconds can Green Arrow shoot and reload?
Isn't it like less than 1 second?
It's not that.
2 seconds. I don't know.
2.5 seconds. I'll give you half a point. All right.
Green Arrow. Come on, who reads Green Arrow? That comic's been canceled like 50 different times.
Keeps coming back on the CW apparently. All right. What does, and for DC Comics, what does DC stand for?
Detective Comics.
Yes. Good job. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
All right. Now this will take you back. And I think you'll know this if you think about it. But what was the year that Lois Lane and Clark Kent got married in the comics?
For real, not an imaginary story?
No, the real one.
That would have been,
because you remember they did that whole cover thing.
Oh gosh.
I'll give you a hint. It's in the 90s.
Oh, I know it's in the 90s. Duh. I want to say 95.
Oh, you're so close. It was 96. Half point.
I figured it was either 95 or 96. Because like they originally wanted to have them get married back in 92, but because Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman, was
Yeah.
starting to air,
Harry
they
Hampshire
wanted the
did.
wedding to coincide with them getting together on
Right.
that show.
I remember you telling me that.
And so that's when they came up with the idea, hey, let's kill him off. And then Doomsday was born.
All right, last question for DC history. All right, what does Ra's al Ghul translate to?
The demon's head.
Very good. Very good. All right. So far, my friend, you're at 6 out of 10.
So that's the
All
thing.
right.
When I know it, I know it. But
You do know it.
if
All right,
it's a
now-
stumper, I'm going to be like, I don't know.
All right. So now remember, when you did this to me, I made up a lot of stuff too. So feel free. But I'm in sales. So what do you do? All right. Superman in film. All right.
Superman in film. Got it.
In Superman, the movie, whose idea was it to have the Superman logo be a family crest? Whose idea? And I'll
Like
say
behind the
is,
scenes.
this was not something that was in the comics prior
Right.
to the movie in 1978. So who decided behind the scenes that it would be a family crest? And I'll go ahead and tell you as a bonus for this, it was later then adopted into the comics because this was of this suggestion
Right. Gosh,
or even requirement.
I feel like I should know that. I know I should know that.
It's a cool little trivia thing.
Yeah. Was it Brando?
Yes. I was gonna say it would take someone really arrogant to think that they would have the right to say something like that into comic lore since 1930, whatever.
Yeah. No,
So,
yeah,
great.
that was
Good job. It was Brando.
I thought I had remembered like reading something about that it was his idea to make it to where it was like their family emblem.
It was, yeah, that was him. Good job. All right, so name one actor. There are three that I have that lost out on the role of Superman in the 1978 movie. There were three actors that I have listed. Just name one of them that lost out on the role.
I mean, there were more than three.
No, I know, but I've got three major ones, three really major actor names that lost out on the role.
I'm pretty sure Clint Eastwood was one of them.
Good job. Yeah. You name any other ones?
Was Burt Reynolds one?
I don't have him down. I have Robert Redford, also,
Yeah.
and James Caan.
Yeah.
So good job. All right, Superman in film. What was the substance which Gus Gorman used in place of the unknown element that makes up kryptonite in Superman 3?
Tar.
It was tar.
What?
That'll do it.
Oh, Gus Gorman.
What a great movie. Anyone?
Jeez.
Superman 3.
Yeah, really
Oh.
underrated movie. Really underrated movie.
Yeah, yeah. All right. So Mackenzie Gray plays Jax in the film Man of Steel.
True.
Also played who in the Smallville TV show?
Lex Luthor's clone.
Oh, you're the man. Good job. Wow. You got these Superman ones down. You should. All right. Last one. During Superman 4, according to John Cryer, what did Gene Hackman say to him word for word when he asked him why he chose to do the movie?
I don't know. I would love to know that answer myself, because every time I see that movie, I question how in the world did they convince Gene Hackman to be in this movie?
Gene Hackman responded back, "Money, dear boy." That's my Gene Hackman impression.
That was probably half of the budget.
Yeah. Money, dear boy. All right. 5 out of 5.
You have my voice.
You have my voice. All right. Batman in film. All right. Which movie was released first? A, Catwoman, your favorite. B, Justice League. Or C, Batman Sub-Zero.
Batman Sub-Zero.
Yes, 1998. Catwoman was in 2004 and Justice League 2017. Good job. Okay. All right. Batman, the first one, 1989, was released during what significant anniversary year for Batman?
That would have been 50th anniversary.
Very good. All right, on a roll now. All right, Batman in film. Here we go. Was Batman, true or false, was Batman filmed in the UK?
Yes.
Yes. Bonus. What studio?
Pinewood Studios.
Very good. Give you 1.5. All right, Batman in film. True or false? Heath Ledger won an Academy Award for his role as the Joker in The Dark Knight 2008.
That is absolutely true.
Very true. But he was awarded posthumous after he passed away.
Yeah.
Okay. And lastly, for Batman in film, in The Dark Knight Rises, Bane refers to himself with which phrase? How does he refer to himself? Just watched this today, actually. Loved it watching it with my buddy. My son.
In Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah. What does Bane refer to himself as?
You know, I've only seen that movie once.
Really? Is that one of those you only want to see once?
No, just it didn't really do a lot for me.
Well, I'll say watching it with my son was pretty gratifying. I really enjoyed it the second time, or not second time, but watching it with him. He says, Gotham's reckoning. He's Gotham's reckoning. Okay, now we move into 80s pop culture. All right.
Bring it.
You ready for this?
Bring it.
Featuring Bette Midler's Grammy-winning rendition of Wind Beneath My Wings.
Beaches.
The 1988 tear-jerking film Beaches is, I knew you knew what the movie was, is based on what author's namesake novel released in 1985? Eat that.
If I know.
What?
I don't know the author who wrote Beaches. I didn't even know it was based on a book. I thought it was just a movie. That ain't pop culture.
That is pop culture.
That's random 80s trivia. That's literary trivia.
Don't tear up the trivia, Cynic.
Don't blame the questions. All right, who's the author?
Iris Raynor Dart.
Never heard of her.
Well, that's going to hurt her feelings.
Have you heard of her?
Once I read the trivia question, of course. All right, here you go. What pizza restaurant located on Main Street in its namesake Connecticut town was also the name of a 1988
Mystic Pizza
romantic comedy directed by Donald Petrie and starring Vincent D'Onofrio. Can't say it.
And Julia Roberts.
Mystic Pizza. Good job. All right. Which song by the Bangles was the Hot 100 #1 song in 1986? You should know. You were 6 years old.
Yeah. The Bangles. I'm going to go with Walk Like an Egyptian.
Good job. Walk Like an Egyptian. All right, here we go. Now, which sitcom featured, again, we're in 80s pop culture here, which sitcom featured a collection of teenagers, including Charlie Moore?
What sitcom included? Say that again.
Which sitcom featured a collection of teenagers, including Charlie Moore?
Is Charlie Moore the character or the actor?
I feel like it was the character, if I remember correctly. If I recall, I'm pretty sure. I watched the show a lot, and yet I can't remember the characters' names.
Charlie Moore.
I feel like you watched this show too, but maybe not. It's one of those that were an 80s must.
It's not Charles in charge, is it?
No.
I don't know who Charlie Moore is.
Head of the class.
Head of the class. That's right.
Moore. I was trying to see
No idea who Charlie Moore is.
if that was a character's name. Head of the class, or is that the actor who played the? No, that was Howard Hesserman. His character was Charlie Moore. That's what it was. And that was such a good show. I love that show. Okay. All right. So, what 1988 movie featured Matt Damon's first role? First film role. 88. First film role ever. This is your last question of 80s pop culture.
I don't know.
You've already said it. Mystic Pizza.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was right. He was in that.
I don't know. I never saw it.
Oh, really? Even though you
Nah.
knew the other one?
Yeah, because I know what
It
it's
was the
based
only
on.
80s movie.
I know it's based on
Okay.
the actual place in Connecticut.
My wife loves that movie, but I've never seen it.
I've never seen it. I'm not a big Julia Roberts fan, to be honest.
If my wife is listening to this, hold it in. He's family.
She can deal with it.
Oh,
I don't like chocolate either. What are you gonna do about that?
Hey, when you say to anybody, especially my wife or somebody else, that you don't like chocolate, the answer by them is not gassed. It's more like more for the rest of us. All right. Now we're in 90s pop culture. Ready?
I don't know. I thought I was ready for the 80s, but apparently I wasn't.
Well, maybe you'll freshen on the 90s, Who said in a popular 1991 film, if you want the ultimate, you've got to be willing to pay the ultimate price. It's not tragic to die doing what you love. I even try to say it a little like him.
Who said it?
Yeah.
Patrick Swayze.
Yes. What movie?
Point Break.
Yes. What character?
Bodie.
Yes. Good job. It wasn't the best Swayze impression either.
It wasn't at all.
You had to validate.
I've seen the best Patrick Swayze impression. There was a when I went to LA to visit a friend of mine back in 2008. She took me to Point Break Live, a stage adaptation of Point Break, where they had the entire cast except for Johnny Utah, who was played by a random person selected from the audience because they figured if Keanu Reeves can play him, anybody can. But the guy who played Bodie was a spot on Patrick Swayze. Like he was incredible.
That's cool.
It was such a fun show.
That's cool. All right. So which crime drama of 1993 ends with Robert Duvall's character shooting down Michael Douglas's character?
Falling
they
Down.
Were both in the movie together. Say it again.
Falling Down.
Yes, Falling Down. Boy, what a disturbing movie. You remember that movie? That was good. Michael Douglas is obviously crazy. And Robert Duvall is like a retiring cop. Kind of like, I mean, not really like, but I just think about like how in No Country for Old Men, how Tommy Lee Jones was kind of coming to the end of his career. It's just
right.
All right. So 90s pop culture. What reality television program is known to be the first?
Real World. You
got it. Real World. Awesome. All right. What portmanteaued beverage, if I'm saying that wrong, term was initially developed, named, and trademarked by George Howell's Massachusetts coffee shop chain before eventually being acquired by Starbucks in 1994. So again, we are looking for a beverage term that's gone through a big history that is now owned, trademarked, and owned by Starbucks.
Is that Tivana?
No. Frappuccino. Frappuccino was trademarked and made their own. So if anybody else says Frappuccino,
you owe Starbucks a quarter.
Yeah.
You've said it like 5 times now.
I know.
BTW, Starbucks, not a sponsor.
All right. Lastly,
but if you'd like to be,
yeah, we'll take it.
You can reach us at Show @gmail.com.
Yeah, that's right. All right. Last question for 90s pop culture. All right. What fitness program is said to have originated in the 90s when Colombian aerobics teacher Alberto Perez subbed salsa and merengue for his normal workout class music? Became very much part of 90s pop culture.
Crap.
Everybody bought, well, not everybody, but a lot of people bought these videos. We did. And like everybody else, they sat there on the shelf.
When you say we did, you don't mean you and I did.
No, my wife and
I. Oh, sucker.
I know.
Crap. You're gonna say what it is, and I'm gonna kick myself because I know it. It's just not coming to me.
Common term of the 90s. Just like Jane Fonda's workout in the 80s, or Suzanne Summers' Thigh Master. You're gonna think of this one too.
Well, it's not Tybo because that's Billy Blanks.
Billy Blanks, all right. He's short.
Just tell me. I can't think of it.
Zumba.
Dang it, I knew it.
Zumba.
I could not. It was not coming to me.
That's pretty good though. You got 4 out of 5. Or no, 3 out of 5. Sorry. All right. So, all right. Now, finally, Back to the Future.
Yes.
Here we go.
If I don't get all 5 of these, I'm gonna throw myself out the window.
I really tried to find hard ones because I know you know this movie back and forth. So we'll see. All right. What does Doc put in his suitcase in case they don't have it in the future, and why?
Cotton underwear, because he's allergic to all synthetics.
Yes. Good job.
Who knows if they have cotton underwear in the future? I'm allergic to all synthetics.
All right. In the first movie, how many times does Biff call Marty chicken in the cafe?
0. The chicken thing doesn't come up until the second movie.
Yes. Very good. None.
Nice trick question.
Yeah,
well played.
Thank you.
I was like, he doesn't.
That was good. You got to be confident. You were. All right. What is Jennifer's middle name? And it said, very well said. I'll even give you a hint.
No, wait. I know her last name is Parker.
Jennifer Parker. The cops say it. The lady cops that pick her up in the alleyway. They read her name out.
Jennifer Jane McFly.
You are the man. Yes.
I had to think about it there for a second.
Who would know that? Oh my gosh, that's fantastic. Me. If you get this one now, then you're the emperor. All right. What is written on the alley wall where Marty and Doc park the DeLorean in part 2?
Surf Vietnam.
I mean, if that's true, there's something else written too.
Oh, well, the billboard there where they are getting ready to. So when the cops are picking up Jennifer Jane, they are on the other side of the alley, and there's it's not graffiti, but it's painted on the wall, an advertisement for Surf Vietnam.
Surf Vietnam. I mean, you would know, so I'll give it to you if that's what's written on the wall. What I had was class of 06. Class of 2006. I'll still give it to you though, because you would know. All right. So what was the first spoken word in the first Back to the Future?
It's when the radio comes on. And I'm pretty sure it's an advertisement for Statler Toyota. But I can't tell you what the first word is.
October.
October is inventory time. Statler Toyota. That's right.
Good job on Statler Toyota. All right, that takes us into Quantum Leap. Here we go. Quantum Leap.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Oh boy. All right. Which Full House star guest starred in the episode Stand Up, which took place on April 30th of 1959?
Bob Saget.
Yeah, good job. Bob Saget. Dr. Sam Beckett can only leap within his own lifetime.
True.
When did that begin? What day was he born? But it's okay, although it's specifically referenced in the show. If you just know the year, I'm fine too.
I know it's 1953.
Good job.
You
remember the date?
I cannot remember his birth date. Though I know the very final episode he leapt onto that day.
Right.
There are 3 instances of him leaping before that day, though.
Why was that?
Well, the big one was in the final season. There was an episode where he leapt back to the Civil War.
Yeah.
And the way the writers got around that was that he leapt into his great grandfather, I think. And so the DNA, they said that like the DNA confused the accelerator. And so he was able to leap back there. But then the 2 other times it was like, if you look at the date, it is within 9 months of his birth.
Oh, so I see. So
he was conceived.
Technically alive.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. In the episode Leaping of the Shrew, Sam finds himself on a deserted island
with Brooke Shields.
Who is having to put up with a very challenging woman, Vanessa Brooke Shields. What is the surprising ending that allows Sam to leap?
Oh gosh, I hated that episode, so I'm actually not sure. I can't remember.
So they actually decide to stay stranded on the island and not try to get away. And so they stay stranded. And so obviously Brooke Shields was brought into it because of her Blue Lagoon.
Right.
Past. All right. Dr. Donna Elise is Sam's long-suffering wife in the present. Name one of 2 actresses who portrayed her.
Terry Hatcher.
I thought you'd get it. That's good. Terry Hatcher played Donna in college in Starcrossed, where Sam steers her to trust men again and probably alters his own life. Mimi Kuziak played her in the present when Al and Sam traded places time traveling in The Leap Back.
Yep.
All right. And finally, for Quantum Leap, which Third Rock from the Sun star guest starred in the episode Permanent Wave, which was for the June 2nd, 1983 episode?
Little JGL, Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
It was Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Good job. All right. So we are 40 questions in, and you, sir, are at 28 and a half.
Nice.
All right. Here we go. Moving on to Star Trek: The Next Generation. Here we go.
Bring it.
What was the name of Worf's father?
Moog.
Moog. Good job. I was hoping you know that after we've been watching Picard, and he said it.
Worf, son of Moog.
Moog.
House of Martok.
In total, how many episodes of Star Trek: The Next Generation were there? Now, remember, not counting Picard or the movies. How many episodes? Now, your choices are 192, 178, or 165.
I'm gonna say 100 and what was the second one you said?
So 192, 178, and 165.
Go 178.
Good. 178. Correct. All right. How many times did Q appear in the entire original series?
He didn't appear in the original series. He appeared in Next Generation.
In the original Next Generation series.
I
was trying to clarify because I didn't want to throw you off with Picard.
Oh no, I know this is about the Next Generation, not Picard. But how great was Picard season 3 BT dub?
Oh my gracious! One of my favorites of all.
I really hope Jack Crusher gets a spinoff.
I do too.
That's fantastic.
I like the actor. The actor was really good in the show Outlander as Stephen Bonnet. He was a bad guy, but he He's a great actor.
All right. How many times did Q appear? Are we counting two-parters as one episode?
I don't know.
For example, Encounter at Farpoint, the premiere is a 2-hour two-parter, and he is in both parts. So do we count that as two appearances?
I don't know. Go ahead and try. I could look it up real quick just to find out for sure. Give me a second.
All right. Let's see. I'm gonna do two. If he's in a two-parter, it's 2 episodes. So
I'm looking right now. All right, so we're counting 2-part episodes as one.
Okay.
So yeah. How many are you gonna say?
Hang on.
Sorry.
Eight.
8 is correct. 8 is correct. Good job. And 22, if you count all Deep Space Nine, Lower Decks. And
yeah, I love it when you show them Lower Decks. That was great.
Picard.
Have you watched Lower Decks?
I've only watched the first 3 episodes.
Dude, oh, I love that show. It's so great.
Okay, good job. All right.
Yeah, and he was on 1 episode of Deep Space Nine, and I believe 3 episodes of Voyager.
You're correct. All right. So, which character was created to replace Dr. Crusher?
Dr. Pulaski.
Pulaski. Did not enjoy her.
No.
All right. Last question. You are 4 for 4 so far. Which part of Picard is artificial thanks to a bar brawl in his youth?
His heart.
His heart. Stabbed by a
Nausicaan.
Yeah. Good job. 5 out of 5 on those.
One of those guys. Do I get a bonus point for being able to pronounce Nausicaan without even looking?
I mean, I thought it was impressive. Hold on. Sorry. Where did you go?
I'm right here.
Hold on a second, my friend. I lost my my questions. There we go. Okay. All right, now we're on to Chuck. The show, Chuck. Now, I've never seen Chuck, but
you should. I think you'd really like it. It's a great show.
So?
Oh my gosh.
All right. So, what store does Chuck Bartowski work for?
The Buy More.
Buy More. All right. What group wrote the song used to open the show? Cake, Crash Test Dummies, Green Day, or REM?
Cake.
Cake it is. Good job. Who is Orion?
Orion? Oh my gosh. Wasn't that Chuck's dad? Played by Scott Bakula?
Stephen Bartowski. You
got
it. All right. And what is the name of the database embedded in Chuck's brain?
The Intersect.
Good job. And lastly, Devin Woodcomb's nickname is Captain
Awesome.
Captain Awesome. 5 for 5. Boy, you're on a roll. All right, we're going to move on to the Oscars.
This is where I tank it.
I have been told, as we've done trivia by people who have listened in, that we should give a little pause, give people a moment.
Oh, sorry.
You're just like, got it.
Especially when I'm anticipating your question. Like I'm buzzing in as quickly as I can.
Got it. Yeah. All right. So it's not
sorry, listeners.
Yeah. Listener, it's not just a matter of you trying to figure out the answer yourself. It's also you have to beat him, so good luck.
Yeah, seriously. Right. Good luck.
You will. Wow. Look at that.
I know. So
doesn't everybody want him to lose? I think I've got most people wanting you to lose.
I'll probably be 0 for 5 on Oscars.
Maybe not. You should know some of these.
You don't know.
What actor won an Oscar as Antonio Salieri in Amadeus?
I'm giving it a pause.
Oh, Good.
F. Murray Abraham.
Good job. Good job. All right. What actor hosted the Academy Awards a whopping 6 times during the 90s? His 9 total hosting stints are second only to Bob Hope's 19.
Giving it a pause. Billy Crystal.
That's good. Good for you to do a pause. It's like I've got a little hope inside of me that you don't know it, and then you just crush it. So that's good. But
this is turning out to be more fun. Waiting a moment before I answer. She's like, "Oh, I stumped him. Psych!"
What was the original name of the Best Picture category? Choke on this. Is this a dramatic pause? Do you not know this one?
I actually don't know this one. Yeah.
The Outstanding Picture.
Well, outstanding.
Now just Best. It used to be Outstanding, but movies aren't as good, I guess, anymore. All right. So, which foreign country wins the most Academy Awards for Best International feature film? France, Italy, or Spain? Which one wins more?
Total guess. I'd say Italy.
You got it. Italy. All right. And what is the name of the golden statuette given to the Oscar winners? Is it the Academy Award of Merit, the Academy Award of Excellence, or the Academy Award of Honor?
Again, total guess. Excellence.
Merit.
That's not even a word.
What?
Continue.
Okay. All right. Now we're moving on to Adam Sandler. All right. In Happy Gilmore, who is in heaven with Chubbs?
Wait for it. Who was in heaven with Chubbs? I know he has his hand back. He's playing piano.
This is a 2-part answer.
I can't remember.
Abraham Lincoln and the alligator.
Oh, I almost said the alligator.
All right. The homeless guy in Big Daddy was played by who?
Steve Buscemi.
Good job.
Sorry, I didn't pause. Dang it.
That's right. In Billy Madison, who plays the bus driver?
Pause. Chris Farley.
Good job.
Doyle rules.
In Happy Gilmore, where does Chubbs tell Happy to go when he feels upset? Remember, it's that scene where he's going through the garden.
Just his happy place?
Yeah, it's his happy place.
Okay, yeah.
Because you got.
I was like, no, that can't be it. That's too easy. Okay, yeah, it's happy.
You got place. The guy on the tricycle. All right. In this movie, no, I gotta watch that movie again. In this movie, Adam Sandler is betrayed by his best friend, who turns out to be an undercover cop. The two meet up again, but are caught in a trap set up by a criminal mastermind. What's the movie called?
That's the plot of Grown Ups, right? No. Is it Uncut Gems?
Nope.
No, I don't know. I haven't seen it.
Bulletproof.
Yeah, never saw that. Is that the one with him and Steven Seagal, or no? Damon Wayans.
Yeah,
Damon Wayans.
Yeah. All right, now we're moving on to Metroid. All right, Metroid. What character in the Metroid series is also known as the cunning god of death?
Oh my gosh, that was dramatic. The cunning god of death.
The cunning god of death. Say it like that.
I don't know. Ridley?
Yeah. Yeah.
The cunning god of death.
The cunning god of death. All right. In Super Metroid.
Greatest game of all time.
Yes. You need to make a movie, but do it right.
Oh my gosh, I hope they do.
What or who can you choose to save before escaping at the end of the game?
Those animals that helped you like learn how to bounce off the walls and
that's right. You can stop and save the animals.
Yeah, and if you watch carefully as the planet explodes, you can see their little like escape pod shooting away from the explosion.
All right, Samus makes a cameo appearance in what SNES title? Cameo, so it's outside of the Metroid series.
SNES. Like, oh, it's as like a doll or something, isn't it? I can't remember. I know you're gonna say it, and it's gonna irritate the crap out of me for not remembering. But go ahead.
It was in Super Mario RPG. So
That's
at one point in the game, Mario can find Samus sleeping in a bed in the Mushroom Castle. If you talk to her, she says she's resting up from Mother Brain.
Mm.
All right. What are the exact words spoken at the beginning of Super Metroid? Got to be exact. And it should resonate to you because it was the first time we ever heard anything like that in the game.
Yeah, it's the first time you heard like a voice that sounded like a real voice in a video game, or at least
I would also appreciate if you do an impression of it as well.
The last Metroid is in captivity. The galaxy is at peace.
Good job. Well done. All right. Lastly, what is the name of the ancient avian species in the Metroid series?
The Chozo.
Yeah, Chozo. Kozo or Chozo? Chozo.
I always say Chozo.
Yeah. All right. Now we move on to a new category, video games and film. I don't know about you, but I cannot stop singing in my head, peaches, 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 peaches.
I can stop, and I have.
I can't. It's in my head all the time. All right. According to Rotten Tomatoes, I want you to rank these video game movies in order of high to low score. All right?
Okay.
Here you go. Super Mario Brothers, the new movie. Sonic the Hedgehog. Mortal Kombat from 1995. Mortal Kombat from 2021, Uncharted, and Angry Birds 2. So I want you to rank those high to low. Again, I'm going to say them again for our listeners and for you if you need it. It's the new Super Mario Brothers movie, Sonic the Hedgehog, Mortal Kombat from 1995, Mortal Kombat from 2021, Uncharted, and Angry Birds 2. You're ranking them. Which one has the highest score on Rotten Tomatoes?
Sonic the Hedgehog. Mortal Kombat 21. Super Mario Brothers, Uncharted, Mortal Kombat 95, and Angry Birds 2.
Surprisingly, Angry Birds 2 is number one.
Shut up.
Highest ranking score, and of these specific movies. So your order is Angry Birds 2, then Sonic the Hedgehog, then Mario, then Mortal Kombat 21, then Mortal Kombat 95, and lastly Uncharted.
Yeah. Okay.
I totally don't agree with any of that.
I figured Sonic was first because it's like I knew it had done really well with critics.
I'm going to give you 2 points though because you correctly ranked, especially the Mortal Kombat movies, and also Sonic and Mortal Kombat. So, two on that. All right.
And I knew Uncharted had done poorly, but I didn't think it was like I
liked it.
The worst of those.
I mean, I definitely liked it. All right. How many Tomb Raider movies are there, and how many games?
Oh gosh, 3 movies. Games. I don't know. Let's go with 10.
Correct on 3. There are 14 games.
14 games. I almost said a dozen.
All right. Here's a question for you. Did you watch The Last of Us?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I thought you had. So, do you know, did The Last of Us stay true to the ending of the first game?
As far as I know, it did. I never played the game.
It did. Yeah, absolutely. In a wonderfully accurate way. Good job. All right. What voice actor from the Uncharted movie show up in the movie? Or the Uncharted game show up in the movie? So what voice actor from the Uncharted game shows up in the movie?
I know he's the voice of Drake. Is it Nolan North?
Yes, good job. Nolan North, the voice of Nathan Drake from the video games, Uncharted games, was on the beach.
Yeah.
That was cool. What highly popular video game series is in talks in light of the success of the Super Mario Brothers movie?
Say that again.
So what highly popular video game series is now in talks in light of the success of Super Mario Brothers? Now, it's important to understand all of these have been in talks always, but this is a specific new piece of information that has happened.
Like newer than them saying that Donkey Kong was going to get a spinoff?
I think so. Yeah, and this wouldn't be a spinoff. To be a hint. So this is a whole different series.
Well, I'd like to say either Metroid or Legend of Zelda.
And you'd be correct. Which one do you think it is?
Legend of Zelda.
Yes, Legend of Zelda. The Metroid was in conversations before for John Woo to have that happen, but it all fell through.
That's been in talks since the 90s.
So the John Woo aspect fell apart, I think, in 2007, but then it was trying to get resurrected for James Cameron to be involved in it, and it just fell through. But Legend of Zelda Illumination it's the new news about Illumination trying to make that work.
Good.
Especially because Tears of the Kingdom is going to be one of the greatest games of all time. Pretty sure.
I wonder how they can do that, because part of the reason why they've shied away they've shied away from doing movies for so long because of Super Mario Brothers back in the 90s, but part of the reason why they haven't wanted to do a Legend of Zelda is because Link doesn't have a voice. Like anytime they've given Link a voice, it's been a mistake. And so like
excuse me, princess.
Exactly. And so it's better to play the game with Link's voice being basically your inner monologue.
Yeah, I think the truth is that it has to if I can say this right, I think it's got to be something where anybody playing it would identify. It's got to be the boy next door is what it's got to be. It's got to be someone who's in your head. You know what I mean? And I just can't imagine that it could be anyone known. Honestly, it would have to be.
But it will be. They'll cast some big name that people will recognize.
I would hate that,
because that's what's going to draw people in, I'm sure.
All right, moving on. Now we're at last two categories. So now we're in 80s and 90s merchandise.
Okay.
What ancient Chinese toy was repopularized in the 80s?
Ancient Chinese toy?
An ancient Chinese toy. And I don't mean the finger trap.
A yo-yo? I don't know.
It was the hacky sack.
Really?
The hacky sack is an ancient Chinese toy. Okay. So what plush toys did Thai Inc. sell that took over the world of toys in the 1990s?
Beanie Babies.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, they were. All right, number 3. Now, if you had a lot of hair things, jewelry and other random odds and ends in your bedroom in the 90s, which I'm sure you did.
Always.
But we both had sisters, so, and still do. What colorful plastic storage container might you have wanted to help you get organized and popular? Hold for it if you know it.
Pause for dramatic effect. A caboodle.
A caboodle, for sure. My sister had one of those.
So did mine.
Okay. What was the name of the 90s fad, generically known as milk caps, which involved the player taking turns hitting a stack of pieces with their slammers?
Pogs.
I hated that game.
It doesn't make any sense. It never made any sense.
I never got into Pogs.
I'm going to throw this plastic thing down to hit all these little cardboard circles. Boom. Sucker.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I thought
stupid.
when people would take a paper football and flip it, that was cooler.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
All right. Lastly, what is the name of the German board game invented in the 1990s where the players compete to settle, build, and connect cities on an island game board comprised of hexagonal tiles? Wait for it.
Settlers of Catan.
Yep. Good job. Well done. All right. This is your last character. This is actors. Did you know? All right. Just a little trivia about actors. Tim Allen, before becoming famous, was convicted of multiple crimes. True. What was the most serious one?
Cocaine possession?
No. Drug dealing.
Intent to distribute.
Yeah, good old Santa Claus, prior to dealing with the white powder of snow, was dealing with the white powder of cocaine.
I think that should be half a point because you can't distribute without possession. Just saying.
I'll give you half a point just for yourself. All right. So, was Patrick Stewart or Ian McKellen the better chess player in real life when they were doing X-Men 2? Which one do you think was better?
Obviously, this is a total guess. I'd say Ian McKellen.
Got you with another trick. Neither had played chess before the movie.
But one of them still has to be better than the other one.
No, they hadn't played it. Neither was better than the other.
But one of them has to have been better than the other. Somebody, if they played, even though they'd never played the game before, someone would win, and therefore that person would be better than the other one. I'm just saying.
Snuck another trick one in there. All right, here we go. All right. Who was the first woman Colin Farrell fell in love with?
I don't know.
Oh, come on. Give it a guess.
I have no idea.
Come on.
There's no way I know that. There's no way I can guess that. I don't know.
Why?
I would just be picking out of 1,000 random celebrities.
Well, let's narrow it down for you. It would be someone that a lot of people would have said the first.
That could still be any of 1,000 female celebrities.
Well, I guess you'll just have to try.
No, just tell me who it is.
Now you want to try?
No, I have no clue.
Marilyn Monroe. Marilyn Monroe. All right.
That's not love. That's a crush.
Hey, prior to The Mask, what film experience did Cameron Diaz have?
None.
None. It was her first anything. All right. Lastly, last question. This is a fun one. What Super Mario Brothers, the new movie, actor's father was a rocket scientist in real life? What Super Mario Brother character's father was a rocket scientist in real life?
The character's father?
No, the actor.
Jack Black.
It is. Jack Black's father is a rocket scientist.
Yep.
So when people are like, you don't have to be a rocket scientist, it's like, he's like, well, yeah, my dad said I did.
My dad is.
Yeah, my dad is. So, well, my friend, you got 60.5. You got 60.5 out of 80. Good job.
I thought you gave me a half point for the Tim Allen thing. Doesn't that put me at an even whatever?
You got half a point for that one. You got half a point for the Tomb Raider one because you got the 3 movies. You got half a point for what year did Lois Lane and Clark Kent get married? You said 95. I still gave you half a point on that one.
You should have given me that one.
I wanted to.
I was wrong though. It was off by a year.
Let me tell you, man, these were hard questions, and I think you did great.
I mean, how many did you say I got? 60 what?
60.5.
60.5 out of 80.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good C average. That's not bad.
76. Yeah.
Well,
there's no way I could have gotten that many questions.
Well, you didn't know the answers to the questions, even though you asked them. Who's Charlie Moore? Come on.
That wasn't the worst one. What was the other one? That was the worst one that I didn't know.
I don't know. It was in the first category, wasn't it? In the Disney category.
Was it the Emily? The name, that was it. It was Emily for Jesse's owner. Oh, the supervillain, the ambassador.
Right. No, yeah, the Joker. You couldn't cite your source on that one. That's right.
All right. I gotta look that one up. That
was great. I appreciate that because usually I'm the one asking the questions. So thank you for challenging me. It's good stuff. Coming up next week, we will be talking Guardians of the Galaxy. The 3rd movie comes out next weekend. We will be seeing that. I assume you are going to go see that, right?
Which one is it?
Guardians.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So we'll be talking about the entire Guardians trilogy next week with a special emphasis on Volume 3, which, as I just said, comes out next weekend. Looking forward to that. And so that's it. That's all we got today. Anything else? Any bonus questions? Do I get any bonus points?
I don't have any other questions other than just, did you enjoy it?
I did. I had a great time. I enjoyed. I love questions. I love trivia. All right, folks, listening, viewing at home, let us know how you did on this trivia exchange. If you kept your own score, did you beat my 60.5 points? I mean, yeah, you probably could, but I bet you didn't. So let us know. I know I'm getting cocky.
You are. This is, by the way, it was in Death of a Family.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Oh,
Ayatollah Khomeini offers him a role in the Iranian government. Joker leaves to address the UN headquarters.
That's yep. That's where they were. They were in the Middle East when
and he tries to
Jason
the entire
Jason thought he was going to save his mom and she betrayed him. Oh, okay. Yeah, good stuff. I forgot about that. Good call. All right.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
Yeah, thanks for listening. If you had a score, let us know how you did on this trivia stuff. Give us a like, a subscribe, and tell your friends. Leave a comment down below, and we would love to hear from you and even share your thoughts right here on the podcast. We hope you've enjoyed these 2 special episodes this week. We'll be back next week, like I said, with Guardians of the Galaxy. Have a great whatever it is, wherever you are.
Goodbye.